I have so many questions right now. And because YouTube needed another video of the video reaction of this trailer from the past weekend, I'm here with my thoughts on Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. That is quite an ambitious title, let me just say right now, considering the events of Episode 8. Well, we're going to go over what I thought about the good, the bad, and everything else, my thoughts, my concerns, and about the trailer, and about the film itself in this video. Alright, let's talk about what I liked about the movie. What I really liked about this trailer, not movie obviously, but what I really liked about the trailer was there was some hint that this is going to be a continuation of what Rey was going through in the Last Jedi. Her breathing in the trailer before standing in the desert, breathing before she took control of the situation, was a direct callback to Luke's training in The Last Jedi, where he was telling her to breathe and focus, and she was breathing really heavy and then stopped and focused, and then turns around and runs towards the TIE fighter and does the coolest flip ever, let me just say. But yeah, I like the foreshadowing in that. I also thought it was really cool to see that finally George Lucas's vision of stormtroopers from 1970, the early to mid 70s, when he was trying to put the film together, where he had them on rocket packs with lightsabers. Don't have lightsabers, but they do have the rocket packs finally, and that's really cool to see brought into fruition. But I do have a few things that I don't know what to think of right this moment. I think the first big thing is that the question on everybody's mind is what's going on with the Emperor Palpatine. I really don't know how he's back, but there seems to be saying that he is indeed back, but I don't know how. Is he going to be a Force ghost? Is he going to be just a remnant of the Force inside that shell of the Death Star? I don't really know. I mean, I don't think he's going to be a Force ghost for starters, because I think they want to respect George Lucas and Dave Filoni, who have both said that the Sith cannot be Force ghosts at all, and I really do think they will stick with that. Though there are some other questions that remain. Though, is Rey a Palpatine? God, I hope not. We'll get to that later, but I really hope not. And is him coming back going to hurt Vader's story arc? I don't know, because Vader killing the Emperor at the end of Return of the Jedi, spoilers, is one of the best redemption arcs I've ever seen on film. It's just great how well they put that together, because you can just feel a conflict in his mind, looking back and forth at Luke and the Emperor, and then he finally decides that his son, who has come back to save him, is more important than trying to destroy the galaxy with the Emperor, who's been manipulating him for decades on end. Also, one of my biggest concerns, honestly, is that I really hope they do not go back and try to undo, like, loads of The Last Jedi. I'm personally in the camp of I love that film. I think it's fantastic. There are some things that don't work for me, which any film, even The Godfather, my all-time favorite film, does not work. There are things that don't work, so that's just how film works. But I do want to see, I want to see them be a continuation of this film, of the last film, honestly. I know there is a new director in J.J. Abrams, who is the director for Episode 7, but he also is, the director. He's a director who has probably different sensibilities, with how they do this, how he does the films than Rian Johnson did. So I know there's going to be a little bit of a difference, but I just hope that doesn't mean wholesale throwing everything out and doing something completely different to appease probably the loudest group of small, obnoxious people on the internet, in my opinion. But anyways, also, I really want Rey to remain being someone that's from no one. She just happens to be big in the Force. I really, really do think that's really, really cool, the thing that they added to this. Instead of being a special bloodline, you know, the most powerful person in the galaxy could come from no one, really. You know, you're just a scavenger, and all of a sudden you're a Jedi. You're probably the most powerful Force user in the galaxy. It has to be a most powerful family of all these bloodlines and all this stuff. It makes the Force more special, in my opinion. And my other really big concern is with this title, I'm really scared that they're going to spend half the film trying to resurrect Luke Skywalker. I really hope that's not the case. I hope that Luke remains a Force ghost and that they just continue on with Luke as a Force ghost. I think he would work better in an advisory role in this film at this point. It's time for a new generation to rise up. I think the name Skywalker should be symbolic. I do like the idea that the internet was having this weekend, where they decided that the Skywalker name might be the takeover for the Jedi, where it's balancing the dark and the light. I do like that idea a lot. I think that's a lot better idea than trying to spend half the movie resurrecting Luke Skywalker. There is a lot of hints throughout the trailer that the Force Ghost way is the way they're going to go with Luke Skywalker, though, so I hope that is how they do it. Also, I really hope they are careful not to go overboard with fan service. I really didn't like Rogue One. It's my least favorite of the Disney films so far. And that movie is chock full of fan service. Some people love that. That's why they love that film, because it's constantly reminding them of a better time, I guess, or something like that. But to me, it just felt forced, and I really didn't like that film overall as far in comparison to the others. It is a solid film, but I just don't like it nearly as much as I do the rest that have been released. But anyways, overall, I like the trailer. I've really enjoyed it. I hope we get more soon, but it's probably going to be about 6 months down the line, so we got lots of time to speculate and questions ask galore. I really enjoyed it. I'm very excited for this movie. Anyway, and I hope you guys are too. Anyways, that's all for me right now. Have a good one.